Hey guys, this is week 13 of my series titled 52 Weeks of Reaper. Every week for 52 weeks, I'll be releasing a new video focusing on a key feature in Reaper. So let's jump right in. So for this week, our topic and our focus will be templates. So track templates and project templates. So a project template is a great way to get started when you're starting your session because it allows you to get up and running quickly. So let's look at some quick tips on how to set those up. So with track templates, you can have things like your track count already set up, panning on those tracks, track levels, sends, whether a track is armed or not, or multiple tracks are armed. Maybe you're doing, a drum set, you're recording a drum kit. So you can have 8 tracks already armed, ready to go, colored, labeled, the inputs and outputs already set. You can have a looped section already set, the metronome state, how you want it on or off, and grid settings, and many, many more things. The screen layout, how you want the screen layout to look. So you can have all that set and ready to go. So let's show you how to kind of set that up real quickly in Reaper. So first I'm gonna set up a couple of tracks. Let's go with 4 tracks. I'm gonna unarm these. Let's color that. Let's start out with yellow. And then let's say we're gonna have 2 sends. I'm gonna add a separator. Move this track spacer up here. And then let's color these. Those are gonna be my sends. That's for my effect bus reverb, and then let's label this BLY for reverb send. I can pre-route these if I want to, but I'm gonna leave that for now. But you can set up all these things, track levels, tracks, labels, color them. And then once you're done, you're gonna go up to File, up here, go to File, and then right here where it says Project Templates, you would go to Save Project as Template, go in here, and it'll go to the Reaper default template location on your system. And then let's call this example 1. Matter of fact, let's call this example 3. And then that's saved. So whenever I need to load that later on, if I have a new project, I can just go here, File, go to Project Templates, and then you see we have example 3 there. And hit that, and it's gonna load it exactly how you left it. So whatever position you had the mixer in, how you had your screen layout, what you have showing on your mixer, everything is gonna be exactly the way you left it. If you left your play head over here, it's gonna be there every time. This loop section, 4 bars, it'll be 4 bars. If your looping is turned on, it'll be on. Whatever record mode you have here, that'll be the record mode saved. So you want to set up everything exactly the way you want it when you load that template. So now that you know how to save templates, you can have multiple templates. See here, I have a couple of different templates for different use cases. So you, like I said before, you could be having a template for mix downs, for voiceover work, sound design, different reasons. You can even load plugins, guys. You can load a plugin, you can have it set exactly the way you want the plugin to be set, whether it be an instrument or an effect plugin. You can load a specific preset in those plugins and have it ready to go. So it could be an instrument plugin with effects loaded, already dialed in, compression, EQ, all that good stuff. You can save all that in your template. So the next thing is you can also set a default template. So whenever you just by default tell Reaper to start a new project, you can have that it always uses a specific template. So to do that, you would go into your settings. So let's hit Control P as in Paul. And then what you're gonna do is go to near the top. You're gonna go over here where it says project. So from the top down a couple, about 5 options down, and you see where it says project, highlight project. And over here we have, right here is where you would load it. So where it says when creating new projects, use the following project file as a template. And then what you would do is you would hit the browse button, and then you would browse most likely to that same folder where Reaper saves all the templates, or if you have it somewhere else, and then you load whatever project file that you saved that you want to be your default template whenever Reaper just starts a new project. So when you save your project template, especially let's say like your default project template, the way you want Reaper to always open a new project, that also affects the project settings. So let's hit Alt Enter, or you can go File and go to Project Settings. See right here it says Alt Enter. So we can do that. And here, all the project settings that you have, we have these different tabs here. So first tab, we have your project settings. So whatever sample rate you have set, BPM, time signature, basically all of the settings here, your media settings. So right here, I always have this set to create a folder called media within my project folder. So once I save it and give it a name, it's gonna create a folder called media, and it'll put all my files there. Whatever I record and any samples or audio files that I drag into the session, it will save them in this folder that's created specifically for that project. So I want that to be something that's saved to my template, my default template. Whatever settings you have in the video tab, yes, you can edit video, you can add video to any project in Reaper. So video settings, you have that set here. The advanced tab. So even on this notes tab right here, this is how I have all this information stored here. So every session that I open in Reaper, my default projects has this note with some information already here. And that's how I got it here, because I put it here as one of the things that I want saved as my main template, my default template. So whenever my projects loads, this is here. So this URL, let me show you what that is really quickly. It takes me to this website that shows me all the default effects in Reaper. So sometimes I'm looking for something and I don't know if Reaper has it, and they have these listed on this webpage in categories. So I can look in that category to see what Reaper has. It's a lot. I think it's about 250 default Reaper plugins. So sometimes I need to get to that site quickly, and I don't want to have to try and remember that weird URL or spend time searching the web for it. So it's actually a part of my default notes whenever I start a project. And these other ones down here, definitely we'll jump into that for next week's video. And right here, like I showed you guys last week, I have a keyboard shortcut just to make sure that I remember it. I remember it now, but when I first set it up, at times I forgot it, so I would put it here in my default notes for every project so that I will always remember it. So like I've been saying for the past 8 weeks or so, everything that I'm showing you, once you set it up, it will be saved to your Reaper configuration file. So if we hit Control P and go to the top option, which is General, and go over here where it says Export Configuration, you can export all these settings that are checked off. And once you export this file, it will save all of your settings. So including your templates, the topic for today. So any track templates and any project templates, those will all be exported. So you don't have to set up any of your templates ever again. So my templates that you saw there, they're probably like about 4 years old. And I just set them up once and I don't have to set them up again as long as I export this configuration file and I save it in a safe place, multiple places, online and on different hard drives. So that when I need it, I can import it in a new Reaper installation and all of my templates will be there. So speaking of track templates, let's look at some track template use cases. So for this little project right here, we have this piano. All right, so with this, we have the piano playing, but also let's add some effects. So I'm gonna put this filter to roll off some of the low end. Then I have this EQ phasing around. So there's modulation right here. We got modulation built in here. And then I have a reverb here. So because I like this whole setup as far as the piano with these 3 effects and how they are configured and even the modulation and everything, I can actually right click right here on the track and go to Save Track as Track Template. And then it'll ask you to save it, give it a name. So once you have that saved, you can later on click in this blank area and go to the option that says Insert Track from Template. You can search for that template in this list. My list is pretty long because I have a lot of templates. And then you can load it and it'll load everything exactly the way you had it, even with that modulation still going. So that's one of the beauty of track templates. Here's another use case. So over here, I have some more complex routing. So let's listen to it real quickly. And if you notice, you see that there's a lot of audio channels going on over here. And this is because I have it set up where I actually have 2 different instruments. So we have this instrument, which is a piano, and then this synth playing together. Then below that, we have an effect and another effect. And then we have a mixer for all those sounds and effects to make sure things are being ran in parallel. So it's not serial, it's in parallel. So we have levels set differently. We have things routed a little bit more intricately. So once again, I can save all of this as a track template and it will reload it as a new track in a new project with all these effects. and all the routing that I did. So that's one of the beautiful things about track templates in Reaper. It will consider every aspect of the track, every setting, every routing option, everything, and it'll reload it. Of course, this is providing that you still have those same plugins. So that's it for the video, guys. This is a short one, but I definitely had to talk about this topic first before I get to next week's topic, where I'm gonna be dealing with the toolbar. And some of the stuff I'm gonna show you, it's gonna be talking about track templates. And I was gonna do that video this week, but then I realized I haven't discussed templates. So we have to get this out the way because it'll be even more relevant next week when I get into toolbars and some of the custom things that I do with the toolbar concerning templates. So with the project templates, you know, if you're doing orchestration, songwriting, if you're tracking vocals, if you're tracking live instruments, you can have preset templates already set for voiceover work or mastering, mixing, any one of those tasks that you have to do in your DAW, but you want to be able to jump in and get running quickly. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Check back next week. And as always, you'll see me in the next video.